Chapter 4. The beast was stood at the inside of the gates of Vannerkirk, leaning on the wall with his arms crossed at his chest. He was waiting for his new companion, and only volunteer, the female mercenary, to arrive. The gate was still intact. The machines without effort walked over the wall instead. And talking of the machines, none of their corpses were left lying around. Opportunistic townsfolk stripped the machines for all their parts and scrap, hoping whatever they took was good for a trade. The beast's head was filled with thoughts of concern. He dreaded having to fight more machines, and he was concerned for the safety of the mercenary. He didn't want to be acting babysitter for a moron that thought adventure with a monster would be nothing but laughter. Maybe it would be better if the mercenary would just get killed by the machines, if and when the beast finds them. No need to be babysitter then. The beast chuckled at this thought, but his face still didn't show any emotion. He didn't have to wait long, however. The mercenary walked up to the beast and stood in silence, whilst looking at him a few metres away, so she only had to raise her head a little to see him talk. She was wearing the same dark navy overalls with black leather padding on her knees and elbows. For a moment the beast believed she was wearing some type of face mask, but no. She was only wearing a hood that created an unmoving shadow covering the lower half of her face. Coming out from within her hood were 2 strands of neat silver blonde hair either side of her neck, that ended resting on her chest. She was obviously a natural blonde, but a lifetime of cloud coverage and natural shadow day and night caused her hair to never darken. Her skin was pale, almost as light as her hair, but this wasn't due to a lifetime of darkness and never seeing the sun. It was clearly her own doing, constantly covered head to toe for long periods of time by choice. The beast examined her to see her equipment. He had told her to meet him here a few minutes before, and most importantly, he had told her to pack all necessary supplies. The beast had no need for food and drink. If she didn't bring it herself, then it's her problem. To the beast's relief, the mercenary had pockets all over their equally dark belt and clothes. She also had a moderately sized satchel that was dark brown. It was made of plastic to look like cloth with a single strap that went off the woman's shoulder, tight enough to fit close to her body, but loose enough to not restrict any movement or breathing. The pockets and satchel were filled with supplies. The beast could see it, and unfortunately, smell it. Pickled bugs and mushrooms stung the senses in his nose. However, when examining her, the beast's attention was taken by the mercenary's weapon. Only the hilt could be seen, but it was clearly a blade. A curved blade due to the shape of the scabbard. A katana. The beast exhaled in a great sigh. Letting her get killed by the machines wasn't a bad idea now after all. You see, the beast had seen many katana in his long life. A large number of the weapons survived in museums as display pieces and collector's items in underground bunkers for the wealthy, and a few blacksmiths relearnt how to make them. Badly, to trick aspiring young mercenaries and traders out of their money. This meant that many scavengers and raider chiefs had one, and while none of them know how to use a blade, only making it even more effortless for the beast to deal with them. And there was a high chance that this woman didn't know how to use the blade either. She was puzzled for a moment. The beast was staring at her in silence after all, and she followed the beast's gaze down to her weapon. Her mouth smirked in shadow. The blade was by her left side. She put her hand on top of the hilt and tilted the weapon inwards to gesture to the beast to catch his attention. "Oh, this thing," the mercenary said. "Don't worry, I know how to use this." She correctly guessed the beast's thought from one fighter to another. "I did use it to save your life after all." The beast's ears pricked up and it was his time to smirk, the corners of his wide mouth bending up, revealing even more fanged teeth. He looked away from the blade towards the mercenary's face. "Really?" he said in a somewhat cocky manner, with his head shaking a small amount. If this woman did help, well, it sure didn't feel like it. Just ask the beast's hand. "Must have been convenient for you when that big machine just lost its leg," she said with smiles in her grey eyes. "Yes, too convenient," the beast was thinking. "You cut the leg off, didn't you?" "Yep, that hole you smashed open made it very easy for my blade to cut the rest. But that wasn't the only thing." "The only thing?" The beast racked his puzzled brain. He couldn't remember any small details from the fight, particularly with the sentinel. He had his hands, a hand, full. But earlier on in the fight, there was something. A machine knocked out. Not by the beast, but was a clean cut with the shadow fading away. "Oh, great, a ninja," the beast said in a demeaning tone. "A whatter?" the mercenary said in genuine confusion. In the beast's long life, and even before he became the Beast, he was sick of ninjas. He never met one, but their imagery was everywhere, and the last thing he needed other than a katana-wielding madwoman was a katana-waving ninja. Well, at least she could fight. If the Beast had connected the dots in his memory correctly and took her word for it. The Beast exhaled. Let's get moving. The Beast turned around to face the wall and picked up an axe that had been leaning on the wall also. This axe was new. It was a battle axe fashioned out the remains of the Beast's old axe and the parts of the dead sentinels. He had requested a blacksmith make it as soon as he woke up after the fight. He had swung the axe round a bit, but he was yet to use it in combat. However, with the experience of the attack a few days prior, he had requested the weapon be reinforced on both the shaft and the blade ends. No machine would snap this, hopefully. The Beast didn't want to think about it. But a weapon that might break is better than nothing. The Beast stood facing the inside of the gate, the ninja to his right and a meter behind. The Beast turned his head to two nearby guards who had been watching the recent conversation. The man who had walked with the Beast last time was gone. Must be dead, the Beast thought to himself. Good. His attitude was too cockalorum for the Beast. And he smelt weird. The guards stared at the Beast staring right back. For a moment they didn't know what to do, but after the Beast snarled his teeth without a sound, they got the message. The gate opened, the Beast walking out holding his axe with his right arm with the upper shaft resting on his shoulder. The ninja followed on behind, a fair bit of awkwardness in her walk as she was trying to find a pace that could keep up with the Beast's larger strides. As she found her pacing, she turned around to look back at Vannekerk. Some guards, a few traders and one or two kids looking over the heights of the rubbled wall. None of them were waving or shouting goodbyes, but they were seeing the Beast off with fortune. The ninja turned around in the direction she was walking with a skip in her step and looked up at the Beast. She had to use her eyes as her hood restricted her movement. She noticed that the Beast hadn't looked back. She wondered if the Beast noticed that people were seeing him off. He did notice, but he didn't care. He had found Vannekerk as a pile of ash, rubble and an open space, and as far as he was concerned, that's what he was leaving the place as. He cared for the people, somewhat, but the town itself, no. So he looked straight ahead at the task at hand. When the two companions reached a crossroad with Vannekerk's wall still in sight down the lifeless street, they turned left to walk down an equally lifeless shopping district, and as they crossed the road to begin heading eastwards, the ninja turned her head to get one last glimpse of the trade hub, of civilization, until a tower block with a burnt-out cafe at its base blocked her view, and Vannekerk was gone. From here on out, it was wastelands and madness.